Last where we left off, Meddlers of Mischief, they were on their way back to Vermoda after completing their task and their mission in Edox. Halfway through their journey, they were assailed by a sudden storm, in which the ship sailed right into a maelstrom, a giant whirlpool, and upon which, after entering the whirlpool, they were attacked by humanoid-like sea creatures of the deep, and can see off on the other side of the whirlpool as they were battling a giant, seems to be some sort of sea creature. Um, the the party, you guys were able to fend off and kill all but one of these creatures. The one that got away seemed to be the leader. He was more human than the rest, but knowing that single handedly he couldn't be able to defeat in the situation, he escaped. And that's where we were picking right up, right after the battle. You guys are still in the storm. The ship is getting under control and getting its way out of the maelstrom, but there's all these dead fish people bodies all overboard.
Is everyone okay?
Um, you see some of the sailors. They're shaken up, and some of them, they did lose a few of them, but they're for the most part okay.
I'm going to. I want to check these creatures that assailed us if they don't seem too bare naked. I'm trying to see if there's anything odd on them or any weird symbols. I think I'll probably check the bigger guy first, unless Stick beats me to it since he's closer to him.
Oh, if you want to check and go ahead.
All right, yeah, I want to check these guys out and see if maybe there's something on them that might give us a clue to why they attacked us, or if this was just a random attack.
Give me an investigation check. Um, the big guy, he is wearing more. He's wearing uh, better armor than the rest, but you don't see any symbols or markings to indicate who or what these creatures are.
It's I guess. Actually, I want to make sure no one else slipped by. So I'm going to check on the people we brought aboard.
Uh, since Galliford's going down there, Stig will go up to the captain and say, "Have you ever seen anything like this?"
Nah, no. This is all new to me. Lost, lost some men, but yeah, no idea what these creatures are.
Did you see what was in the water? Seems like there was something glowing.
Some there's always tales of some of massive sea creatures, but I have never seen any that size before.
No tales of such fish creatures.
There's always legends. But I don't. But I guess the legends are true.
It's funny how that always happens, isn't it?
How are you holding up?
Stig rolls his shoulders. Feeling good, actually.
Good.
It's always invigorating after a intense fight.
Well, hopefully that'll be the last of them.
True that, Captain.
Galliford, you go down the stairs and you see one fish person dead at the foot of the stairs, but you see definitely a sailor guarding the stairwell.
One almost slipped by. Anything on this one?
No, just this spear.
I wonder who he was after.
Does my awakened mind still see that girl over there?
Did he stay down there?
He's still there.
Okay, yeah, she's still down there, and she's still hurled up in like a fetal position, her back against the wall, and she's just staring at your awakened mind as it stares at her.
It's just gonna motion towards the stairs. Trying to prompt her to go up.
Am I getting the stairs mixed up on which one's head to that one?
What? Okay, where are you trying to go, Galliford? Trying to go down or up?
Down.
Yeah, you're getting the stairs mixed up. What?
Nyx is just gonna say, "Wow, Karen, that was really brave of you. I didn't. That's like the closest you got to death. It was actually kind of scary. You pulled through."
I can't tell if that's meant to be comforting. But thanks.
Well, like you were against all those fish creatures by yourself, but I mean, it was pretty scary.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was very scary. Are you guys all okay? That girl's still down below, by the way. I can kind of see her through my little spirit dude. I don't know if anybody wants to check on her.
The family, they're huddled together, but they're okay. But they don't want to move from their hammocks.
All right.
Mason, what are you doing?
I'm here supporting Kevin. I'm just patting you on the hand like everything's gonna be okay. I'm fine, you're fine, we're all fine.
And Karen, you come to the realization that fish people are real.
And everybody believed that I thought I was crazy, but fish people are real. Just want to remind everybody that I did say that. And I was right.
Okay, Karen, we'll believe you next time.
When we get back, we'll make sure to send out pamphlets to every city and every country that Carabin was right about fish. The world will know your name for this discovery.
I could just see Ken's characters getting a letter. Caradwin was right. and that
No,
was
university student was right. Fish people are real.
Subscribe for more information.
oh Jesus. Yonfer, what are you doing?
Gallenford is heading down to see our cursed individual, as that popped into his head with the sea creatures and her being the water genasi.
She's in the corner. She's right where Caradwin left her.
Are you okay? Did you not hear the commotion?
She just stares blankly at you.
Is something after you?
You don't get a response.
That's right, she still never let us remove those chains. I see Caradwin's awakened mind though, right?
Yeah, you walked right past it.
Okay. I feel comfortable knowing that she is watching, so I will head back up seeing that nothing got down here or disturbed her.
Stig, what are you doing?
I'll probably help the crew start dumping these bodies.
Okay. What remains of the crew, you begin to help one by one, throwing them over the ledge.
I'm gonna drag this one that's down here up to the top, but as I get to the top, I'm gonna ask Stig, do you think we should keep one of the bodies as proof of what we encountered?
Yeah, maybe for the best. Captain said he's never seen anything like this. Always good to study your enemy. We'll also keep the big one.
By the way, Caradwin, if you discover these creatures, what are you going to call them?
That's a good question. I think merfolk's already taken.
I also don't think these are merfolks.
Yeah, I don't know. Caradwinians. No, I don't want to actually name directory. That would horrify me in my nightmares.
Kill the Caradwinians.
Oh Jesus! I'll have to think about that. What kind of do these look like? Any kind of fish?
There is a mixture. Most of them seem to be. Give me, since you're a mountain person. You grew up in the mountains, not in the sea. But you did study. Give me just a general intelligence check.
Perhaps nature, as she has it.
Yeah. I'll allow nature. That's a good call.
Performance.
Oh.
Nature's really good. General intelligence, not so much apparently.
Honestly, I completely forgot about nature, but yeah, a lot of these seem to be very deep dwelling sea creatures, represent like anglerfish or eel-like, very that lives in the inky blackness of of the darkness, of the dark below. Um, long, long teeth. Very wide, bulbous eyes. They're almost blind. But yeah, these things are fugly.
We're not naming them that, by the way.
Oh, I want to call them Fuglies.
I think we can call them Fuglies colloquially. But I mean, it seems strange that these things are this close to the surface, right?
Yes. Again, the last time you saw these creatures this close to the surface when you saw the lights in the ocean, while you guys were on the beach near the gnome enclave.
That's so strange. um, that was really before we dove into much of this Eldritch stuff, though. So I don't know if there's a connection there.
Well, if you remember correctly, the dragon was already tainted by some eldritch the whole time.
That's true.
Well,
I think that's something I'll have to look into once we get back to the library, is if there are any eldritch creatures associated with the ocean. But I think that'll take time to look into.
Didn't we find out that Tiamat, the dragon goddess of the sea, is guarding a great old one from below?
We did, that's right. But I don't think we ever got a name, did we? Just that it was a great old one?
correct.
So I think that's kind of hit the top of my priority list, that finding out more about that thing that just tried to attack us and how they're related to these things.
Captain did tell us about like sea creatures and the great like leviathans and the kraken and such.
You talked last time on your trip over. There are different, and Stig. There are definitely legends and tales of giant beasts, sea creatures in the deep. There's always a legend or whatnot.
Oh yeah, the Monsters Hunters, like one of their mottos is it's always the sea is always bigger or something like that.
Yeah. Stig, where are you? I mean, you said you're dumping bodies. Which bodies are you dumping?
All the dead fish bodies except the big guy and the one that Gallenford had downstairs. Probably just do a quick rummage to make sure they don't have anything of value before kicking them over the side.
Give me an investigation check.
I'm gonna give. Never mind.
You get to this one, and you notice that this one is definitely dressed differently. This one is more. You could tell, even though it's fugly, seems to be some sort of dressed like it's a priest. And you remember this is one of the spellcasters.
Right, I heard you guys screaming about this. Do they have a holy symbol of sorts?
She does. This one does seem to have an amulet around its neck.
I'll take that. Maybe Caradrin or somebody will be able to identify its symbolism. Is there anything else this thing had?
Let's see here.
Perhaps was the amulet what it was using as a focus?
Yes.
Well, I guess if it doesn't have anything special.
Well, other than the rags and the amulet, it seems to be just the same as the others.
Over the side.
And so, okay.
Fishmon.
I wonder if these things can reveal the secret to breathing underneath the water.
Could I take a look at that amulet?
Yeah, you could most certainly try it. What are you trying to? You're looking at. What do you want to try to discern from it?
Does it have a? If it. Well, could you describe it a little bit? Maybe if it represents a type of creature, or if it's got some symbolism I recognize.
Um. It definitely seems to be some sort of, like a giant, as if a sea serpent and a human were morphed into one, but more sea serpent like.
So it's like a moray eel with human legs.
Yes. You can give me a religion check to see if you might know of a deity. You do not know of any deities that are like this.
Maybe I'll show it to the captain, see if it's if it matches one of his legends.
He takes a look at it, begins to think. He can't think of any legend or whatnot that depicts a creature such as this.
Thank you, Captain.
What's that you found, Stig?
Yes, take a look at this.
This is definitely quite interesting. Was it? It was on the caster? Gallenford's going to see if it looks familiar from any stories or books that he knows of.
This will be a religion check. Nothing that you've heard of.
So instead, I'm just going to memorize what the symbol looks like, and it might make a nice design for a cover of a story about these creatures
All right.
that I will write.
Next, Caradwin, Mason, you guys are underneath. Caradwin, you're still the storm. You guys are still in the storm. What do you? Is there anything you guys wish to do for the rest of the evening?
Patch up my wounds and go to bed. Actually, I would like to try to sketch the guy who got away, so I have a little bit of a remembrance of what he looked like.
Okay.
So I could bring that back with me.
I would say since it's fairly fresh, you have no problem sketching him. Just so as a player's reminder, he had a trident in one hand, and one of his arms was a big metal claw, mechanical claw, and he had barnacles all over him.
Trident and a big mechanical claw. Okay.
Mason will stay with Carradine until she goes to bed, and then he'd go on deck and just kind of what's going on, guys?
Mason, you see Stig and Gallenford looking at something.
Oh, you're pretty knowledgeable. Do you happen to recognize the symbol at all?
Let me see.
Mason, a religion check. You do not you kind of recognize it a bit, but you can't put a name to it. But also you've seen this before, but you can't. It's something like on the tip of your tongue, but it's just you don't know you don't remember where or what it is.
I've seen this somewhere before, but I religion isn't really my specialty. I'd have to look it up or something. Maybe if it's religious, maybe. I guess we don't really have any religious, do we?
We do have our dwarven companion back at the base.
I'll probably have to show it to him then.
Nix, anything you wish to do before you go to bed?
I'm going to wild shape into a cat and go visit the water genasi lady downstairs.
Okay.
I'm just gonna move this guy closer. Let's keep an eye on him.
Whoop.
Nix, you get down below in your cat form, and again you just see the your compatriot down in the corner in the cold and the wet.
Nyx is just kind of gonna stare at her for a moment and try to get close to her, but if she pulls away, she'll pull back. I'm purring as I'm trying to get close to her.
She doesn't make a move, but she just stays still. It's like and just stares at you. She doesn't kick you away, but she doesn't retreat. She's just very static, just sitting
Okay.
there.
She's just gonna rub her head on her knee.
No reaction from her.
She's gonna climb into her lap and just kind of lie there.
Okay. You get her in her lap. Actually, I'm trying to think. You wouldn't be able to because she's like hugging her knees.
Oh, okay. Then I would just be at her side. I just have like my body pressed to her side and look like I'm gonna take a nap right next to her.
Okay. Again, no reaction. She acknowledges your presence, but she doesn't do anything.
Okay.
The night goes on. The morning comes. Caradroin, you're still out in the ocean. The sailors have given their comrades a pirate funeral, and they continue on. You guys have to help pick up the slack a little bit because they did lose several men. Um, but the rest of the trip goes on with no other issues. No more storms, no more attack by fish people. Um, the family helps out a bit as much as they can. You know, very very simple things, but your Genasi friend still stays down below. You eventually make it back to. Oh, I forgot to put the. To the Imperial capital. You can tell though once that it is a new season. Um, through 2 months of travel and definitely throughout your adventures, you know, time has gone by. It is now getting beginning of fall, of autumn.
Ah, my favorite season.
I agree. Fall is pretty nice.
You should see fall in the Feywild.
Can only imagine. The Feywild actually would be fun to visit.
You guys make it to port, and the family and your compatriot get off. The crew will hold on to your cargo until they are nowhere to deliver it.
Can we just ask them to deliver it to Professor Bierce at the university?
Yeah, they can definitely deliver it to them.
That's what I will have them do. I will have them deliver it to Professor Bierce.
Question is, since we have a family we're bringing to the town near our home, do we head straight there or do we head to see Professor Beers?
Well, we should probably let him know what we found and discovered there, considering he did sponsor our trip, at least the way there. We don't all have to go. If we wanted to get this family settled, maybe get them some fresher clothes and I don't know, anything.
We did depart from the Imperial City, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so a few of us, I'm thinking we were in a different town.
No.
A few of us can go talk to him while the others stay with the family and our other friend before we head home. I see what you were talking about now, Carolyn.
I can stay behind. I can. I'm trying to accustom our friend to friendship.
I guess I do need to speak with Professor Bierce also with the finding one of the tales.
Well, that's right, we do have one of their pages.
Mason will stay behind with the family.
Okay, so Carolyn and Galliford are gonna go see the professor. Mason, you're staying behind. Nix, what are you doing?
I'm doing cat therapy with the Genasi lady.
Okay. And Stig? Stig? Jeremy, are you there? Are you on mute? Oh, he said he'd be right back, and he's not back yet. Stig will stick with Mason and the family.
Before me and Carolyn walk away, I know Nyx is a cat, but I just say, if you go by the bakery, grab me something.
When you, Carolyn and Mason and Nyx, you notice that kind of the Genasi is, she kind of follows you guys. She doesn't know what to do, so she's just kind of following you guys.
Is she still chained?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna take those chains off before we get off the boat. Like, I'm not gonna walk around the city with a lady in chains. That's insane.
She does not resist this time. She does not think she does not pull away or whatnot. So you're able to take the chains off.
Listen, kid, you're free to follow us, but we're just gonna go talk to an old man. It's not gonna be very exciting. And then I'll head off.
Okay.
But yeah, if she continues to follow us, that's fine.
Yeah,
No big deal.
you get the feeling she doesn't want to stick around the family.
Mm.
You don't think it's like she hates the family. She's just like I don't want to do that.
I did not expect that at all.
Well, it worked. We can't complain. Well, we're off to see a wizard, the wonderful wizard of the university.
It's technically sorcerer, but yeah. Okay, Stig. Mason is sticking with the family, going getting them settled and whatnot. Gallenford, Caradwin, Nit, and Nyx are going to see the professor.
Mason's taking them all the way back to Fort Axnis.
No, he's just taking them to town to get them cleaned up and fed.
I'll just tag along with him.
Okay. We'll start with the four going to see the professor. Caradwin, you guys definitely know the way to the university. You see the Genasi kind of look up, kind of look around. She does seem interested now. You see more activity for her than you've seen the entire month.
Well, I suppose we could give you the grand tour on our way there, and I'll start sort of describing places in the city as we pass by them to her. See if I can generate conversation at all.
As you're giving the tour, she still has not said a word.
That's right, we're getting there. Small pieces, building a rapport.
You do eventually make it to the library, and you are greeted by one of the librarians, and in his yellow and gold, his yellow robes. Keldrin, good to see you. I see you brought your friends, and who is this lady?
Just someone we picked up on the way. We figured we'd give her a better chance over here than she had over there.
Ah, I see. That's always good of you.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm assuming you're here to see Professor Bias.
Yes, I do hope he's in today. We have a lot of very interesting and exciting things.
Actually, yes, and he's actually been expecting you. We've been told to take you to him right away if you ever when you showed up.
Fantastic. Let's go.
Uh, he leads you up to his office. You hear knock. Professor. Yes. Kedwin is here. Oh, thank you. Brings him in. And you guys are entered into his office.
Hello, Professor. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I trust everything went well.
About as well as it, I guess, as it can. Going over the ocean, discovering gross fish people.
Fish people?
Oh,
We have
that's
a lot to tell you.
we have a lot to tell you. Also, expect a delivery of stone slabs that we can put together to form a portal that we can then use to travel to another place that will. There's a bunch of books there that we took out of a forbidden section of somebody's library.
I see. And also by the looks of things, you've gained a new friend.
Yeah, she's. Well, we're trying to give her something, a better life. Was the plan.
We followed your instructions and instead we paid to free her and another family instead of trying to fight our way through freeing people.
Oh, I see. And how are you, Madame? And she just kind of stares at Bierce, nothing, just back to the staring and looking around.
She's very curious but very silent.
Uh, Bierce stands up and kind of approaches her, and she just kind of stands there. And he's kind of giving her, looking her over. Is there something wrong, my dear?
I'll whisper to the professor. The guy did mention a curse, but I have yet to see anything. She just seems mute.
I
We
see.
did try to dispel magic on her, but that didn't work, so we are trying to find a remove curse option if it's available.
I see. And you see his hand kind of begins to glow, and he quickly grabs her by the arm, and she just it was such even you're startled like this. It's such a quick motion. Nobody was expecting it, and grabs her, and she does resist, and he lets go. Ah, I see now.
Is everything okay, Professor?
I was always wondering whatever happened to you, Imzath.
Who?
And
Thank you for spelling that, Professor. But my question is still, who?
Why do I feel like I've heard that name before?
and everybody in the room, you can all feel the hairs. Nix, are you in your gnomish form or cat form?
I'm in my cat form.
Okay, even in your cat form, the hairs on the back, on your back, and Caradwin and Galliford, you feel the hairs on the back of your neck, and you kind of stand like they're like electricity is kind of going on. Like it's almost as if you're about to be struck by lightning. You can feel like you're in the middle of a very powerful electrical storm. And
Professor,
and you see the Genasi look up at Professor. You know my name, but I don't know yours.
What the fuck?
Is there like a memory check or something? I feel like I've heard or read that name.
You can give me a history check.
Can I do that as well?
Sure. All three of you can give me a history check if you wish. Galford, no idea. Caradwin, you have heard of of a being, an ancient being of this, and Nix, you've heard of your father talk about a being, a ancient blue dragon, that went by the name of Imsmith.
You're a dragon?
She is Imsmith, the cursed storm, says your Professor Bias.
Did I just hear you right?
Please have a seat.
Sorry, I forgot how to breathe for a second. Yeah, that's holy shit.
Yeah, Caradwin, the electrical is still in the air. You know, Caradwin, even you know, being under Professor Beers, his main form of, if he has ever had to fight somebody, he does deal in, he specializes in electrical attacks as well. So it seems like he's giving off an electrical vibe, and she is giving off an electrical vibe at the same time. Like, they're sizing each other up.
How? I don't... I'm so confused.
If you're a dragon, why were you letting those people keep you in chains?
I was a dragon. And you can kind of feel the intensity kind of sit down. Oh yes, I've heard your story. I've always wondered whatever happened to you. Obviously, your experiments have failed. This is very particular. How did you become about her? I wonder.
Well, on our way out, we had some funds remaining, and instead of buying stuff, we decided to give some people a better life and pay to free them. We had enough to free a full family, and there's still some remaining. I just saw her in the corner, and the guy, he said she was cursed, no one would ever help her, and I just felt bad, so I chose to try and free her.
I see. Please have a sit, Innsmouth. I'm sure we have much to discuss. I wish to hear your tale. What exactly happened? And Karen, you can see a big old grin on Professor Bierce's face. First, you tell me, what have you heard of me? Well, oh, go ahead, Karen.
You're talking to him.
Go ahead, Caradwin.
Oh, I thought she was talking to me, but I guess not.
She's kind of talking. She's looking at the professor. But you could definitely, if you want to say something as she says that.
Just that you're a cursed dragon, as far as we know, and that you disappeared for a while.
Not just a cursed dragon. She's one of the cursed ones. Now, she was, as I remember from my studies in reading about you, you were attempting to become a great one, but through cursed magic. But that was last time I heard. Apparently, it seems like your ascension has failed. Obviously. Well. So, and you decide, and your soul latched to this girl. Through, I'm assuming, reincarnation of some sort. Your what's the word I'm looking for? Scapegoat. He's just kind of huffed. Yes, I have woken as a slave, but luckily these fine people have rescued me from my bonds. So they have taken me in and allowed me to join them, in which I do plan on repaying my debt.
Well, I must say, it is definitely nice to finally hear your voice. I would love to write your story.
No. My story has already been written.
Yeah, but part 2 hasn't, and part 2's just begun.
But there is a dilemma here. You are a cursed one. That doesn't look very good, especially if I were to let you go. And what do you plan?
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, if I may, Professor, a cursed one, and I'll no idea what that is. Would it be possible? How much of her power does she have left? To be honest, if she's in the body of a small child, the soul is one thing, but the body is another.
But by the looks of it, she's probably no stronger than you are currently. Tell me, my students, do any of you know what exactly a cursed one is?
I don't know. DM?
You guys can give me a
Would that be Arcana?
Arcana check.
Damn.
Jeez, Gallenford. Today is not your day. Next, you can give me an Arcana check if you so wish. Caradron, you would truly know that a cursed one is somebody who dabbles in cursed magic, to strengthen. Think of it as like use. It's basically my homebrew class I'm working on. It is a class, so a cursed one uses cursed magic to hinder his enemies and bolster his strengths. But it does come at a great cost. The cursed ones, you would know that they are more outlawed than studying the Eldritch. Necromancy is regulated. Studying the Eldritch is like only a select few people in the world. Being a cursed one is flat out illegal throughout the entire world, just because of how dark and dangerous and unknown it is. You would have heard rumors of only knowing of one other cursed one, and that is the Emperor's brother-in-law. But those are just rumors. This is the first time you've ever seen a cursed one in person.
This is wild.
Yes, basically, cursed ones are just downright taboo. According to good analysis, Stig. As he is right now, I don't see an issue letting her go. But if she's to cause trouble, that would look bad for all of us. And so, Ismith, the cursed storm. Do I have your word that you will behave with my students? And she kind of glares at him. Yes.
Out of curiosity, Ismeth, what is it that you want?
That is something you will have to earn.
Like I said, Gallagher, you got to build a rapport first. It's the best way to,
I appreciate you releasing me, and I'm repaying my debt, but I won't tell all my secrets. And if you guys do remember, I did describe her. She does have a single horn protruding from her forehead. Her skin is that of like
Oh, that's the horn. Is the fucking dragon horn.
a bluish green skin tone. She kind of, character if you remember, she had yellow slit eyes before the attack on the boat.
Yeah.
I do just have one last question, but I understand if you do not wish to answer. Were those creatures that attacked the boat, were they after you?
No. I must only assume that the cargo you brought upon your ship. And by the looks of it, I could tell that the forces of Dagon are on the move. Isn't that right, Professor? These sea creatures, what do they look like, Kelvin?
I think we have a body on the ship that should be delivered with the rest of our stuff, but they look like anglerfish. They're from very deep down. They should not have been that close to the surface, and yet they were.
Any sigils or symbolism on any of them?
That's a good question. Was there any?
Yes,
I'm sure they would have
there
shown.
was. I don't have it on me, but I was trying to memorize the image to write a story about the creatures, and I'll pull out a piece of paper and try and sketch out that symbol.
Oh, and also there was this guy, and I'm going to show him the sketch that I have of the guy with the claw arm and the trident.
Yes, those were disciples of the Dagon. The great old one of the deep.
Oh, the one that Tiamat's guarding.
No.
No. That's a different one?
Tiamat is supposed to be guarding the great one known as Cthulhu.
Ah. There are too many great ones.
There are. But this is troublesome. I will look over the notes And what is the cargo that you brought for me exactly?
Oh, so we got so you remember how Aiden got captured? Long story short, Alzaketh was a wizard from over there. I think you knew him or of him. He was a bad guy, very weak too, surprisingly. And he had a yacht with a portal that led to this like under mountain thing. We took the portal apart and then brought it here so we could open the portal and bring all of his um, illegal books. It was a search and seizure.
I see. Yes,
Through
I
portal.
will. I will arrange it. Whereas the portal, you said in pieces.
We were able to break the foundation of it into pieces so we can transport it. But we should be able to put it back together again.
I will.
And then
I will take care of that, and I will look over what you have discovered. But this news is troubling. The something has disturbed or is pushing the Eldritch to be more active. I will look into it. However, excuse me, you are should head home to Timberland as soon as you can. You have issues there as well. Things have gotten worse since you've left.
what happened over there?
They're having a bear problem.
I'm sorry, a bear problem?
Is that my fault?
Supposedly these are not your typical bears. They are, for other reports we've gotten, are undead. I have sent a group of adventurers to help control the situation, but from the reports, it has not been easy or manageable. It's getting worse and worse. There has been reports of a massive chateau hound in the forests as well. That's apparently helping with the problem, and a undead winged horse has also been helping out with the issue, helping maintain, but it can only do so much.
Has been helping defend the city?
The town, yes. It seems like late in my last report, everybody has been taking. All the residents have kind of taken refuge in the fort.
I knew Beauregard wasn't evil. I knew it!
Uh, your horse?
I'm sorry?
The horse?
Yeah, he's doing great.
The horse is helping.
Yes, I know, that's what I'm saying. He's not evil. And
I thought you just said I knew he was evil.
I knew he wasn't evil. I was more of pointing at Stig when I say that.
Stig's not there.
Stig isn't here,
But-
he did kill my baby bears.
I'm definitely pointing in Stig's general area of part of the town.
Stig-
Wherever the docks are, I'm pointing that way.
Stick sneezes.
Turtle's just pointing down into the town. He's like, I was right again. I was right again.
I'm gonna send a sending spell. No, I'm just kidding.
So I recommend you get there as soon as you can to help deal with this situation. It's kind of it's only a matter of time before the fort is overrun and the citizens will have to escape but these bears have become increasingly bold. Luckily, they only come out at night, but the adventurers are unable to find their lair, where they are coming from and such.
Before we depart, I was able to find one of the other pages, but we cannot make sense of what we see on it.
May I? If you leave it with me, I would be able to study it more, and with the other page, maybe with the page I already have, maybe able to discern maybe another location or get more information out of it.
Of course, it was our agreement, and I will leave that page with Professor.
Excellent. Now, quickly go get your provisions and whatnot, and you must be on your way. And behave, Innsmouth.
You're gonna love our fort, by the way, and my bone horse.
Oh my gosh, Kieran made a new best friend.
And you watch your back, Professor. And again, but right before you guys leave, both all of you can kind of feel, the static in the air a little bit as you guys are kind of walking away.
This makes me feel like I should dabble in spells with electrical properties.
I've got one, but
And character, with your history check, you would know that Innsmouth is a very, very old dragon. She was working on her magic and her studies, trying to become a great worm shortly after the war with the Great Old Ones and whatnot. So she's been around for a while. She's very old, and seems like whatever happened failed to become a great worm. But she was a ancient and powerful blue dragon.
oh, a great worm. Okay, I thought you said a great old one as well. So I was like,
No,
oh shit.
great
Okay.
worm. She was trying to become a great worm, and
Yeah.
as you know, there are no current great worms in existence.
Oh damn.
The closest thing will probably be, the demigods, the diamond dragon that resides in the Imperial City as well. It is not a great worm, but it is probably the closest thing to one.
You know, Imsith, I have a question for you. Have you ever seen a dragon's head after the body was dead detach itself and run away?
If it was a Dracolich, but personally, no.
Okay. Asking for a friend, of course.
I like how the first thing you do is ask a dragon. Have you ever seen a severed dragon head?
Oh, we didn't sever it ourselves. It did that to itself after it died, which is why I was interested in the
But I only know of undead dragons that are able to do that.
Well, it wasn't undead when we fought it, but I guess it could have turned undead after we were done with it.
Well, remember, it was tainted by the Eldritch.
Oh, I suppose that's true as well.
But where did the Eldritch come from?
Are you asking in general? Or are you asking about that specific case?
That specific case, because it's been a while, so I'm not.
Were you there? Yeah, you were there. You would know
there.
the mask was that of a cult, belonged to a cultist to the Cthulhu, cultist of Cthulhu.
Oh, okay.
Stig and Mason, you guys are in town with the family.
Yes, we are.
What are you doing? Anything specific that you wish to do as you guys are waiting for the rest of the party?
Perhaps we'll locate the cart and make sure everything's in ship shape.
Okay. Yeah, the cart's great. All your supplies are there. The horses are fine.
We'll see if perhaps maybe we'll go shopping, see if the family needs a change of clothes for some of the local attire.
They would very much appreciate that, yes. How much are you wanting to spend on this family overall?
I mean, we can just charge it to the corporate account, right?
And you can tell that they are not native to Vermoda, so they're kind of looking around, seeing and everything. They're in awe as well. These are definitely they have darker skin. Think of them as Egyptian-ish from Edox.
I'm gonna say 5 silver each. think that should be okay.
Is that just for clothing?
Yes.
Okay. You go and buy them their clothes. You find stuff that fit and kind of they kind of help. They kind of choose their outfits a bit because they whatever fits their style, their particular styles. The children are having fun.
Yeah, five silver pieces is common clothes.
Okay, so you buy them each a set of common clothes. Perfect.
I'll splurge and I'll let them. They'll get 2 sets of clothes each.
Okay, yeah, they are very gracious and whatnot, and you can tell that they are very thankful, and that they keep repeating to you that they will pay you back 10, for everything that you have done. After a while and getting some lunch and whatnot, you guys run into. Wait, is there anything else you wish to do while in town?
No.
Well, Mason and Stig.
Stig will suddenly recall, and he will go and try and find a bakery.
Okay.
We'll head to the bakery for lunch or whatever.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
I just remember that we didn't get the pastries Nix. We didn't get any pastries for Nix, so Stig is going to keep his promise and try and get pastries for Nix.
All right. You guys go and get your pastries, and then as you guys are coming out, you see Caradwin, Mace. You see Caradwin, Galliford, Nix, and your Genasi friend.
How much were the pastries?
Pastries. Well, how many were you wanting to get, and what kind of pastries?
Nation, help me out here.
Let's see, how many? We got like 5 people in the party, plus the 5 families, plus the king. We get a dozen. It's like 1 for each of us, maybe 2 dozen. Let's get 2 dozen.
What kind of pastry? You want donuts, muffins?
Let's get donuts. Donuts, there's a good variety of donuts. Everybody can kind of have what they want.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just try and get 1 of each.
Okay, so you will say you get 2 baker's dozen, so that's 13, so 26 donuts. We'll say about 5 gold pieces.
Shall we split it, Mason?
Yeah, I'll handle 3 gold if you handle the other 2.
Got it.
And you get a variety of donuts and everything like that.
Bars,
yeah,
a couple chocolate bars, a couple eclairs, bear paws.
Stig is like the Terminator. He just like walks, grabs 1 from each basket.
You guys come out, and again, you see the rest of your party: Caradwin, Mason, Caradwin, Galliford, and Nix, and your Genasi friend.
We got donuts.
She's a dragon.
Ugh, Caradwin. You gotta do it in a more suspenseful, dramatic way that's still respectful to Asmith.
Mason's choking on a donut.
But that was a great reaction, though, you have to admit.
This is true. We got trouble back at home, by the way.
What kind of trouble? Stig says, munching his bear claw.
Yeah. It sounds like the townsfolk are at our fort taking shelter, so it sounds pretty dire.
How long has this been going on?
Since we've been gone,
Yeah, they dispatched some other adventurers, but the problem isn't being solved. But, and
guess who else is
this,
helping?
yeah, this is gonna be funny. Apparently, a shadowy hound is protecting the people, and I kind of used my lute to do a drum roll to give Carrotwind this build up.
Beauregard's back, baby, and they're better than ever. They're helping the townsfolk. They're doing good work.
I'll believe it when I see it. Let's mount up.
Well, you'll see it soon. You
Ooh,
stinky-
donuts! Grabs 2 chocolate donuts as they're talking.
Bucky dives in and he grabs a donut that has almonds on it. Are you guys all like this?
Yes.
She speaks.
Have you ever had a donut?
Let me tell you a few tales of our adventures and all the things we survived. I know you're pretty old, but we might at least surprise you a little if you plan to travel with us.
And for a maple bar. Here, have a bite. It's delicious.
She takes the bar. Thanks, and she eats it. Nix, give me an insight check.
Okay.
So she's really a dragon, huh?
And
Well, used to be, but yes.
You could tell she ate that donut bar pretty fast.
she likes it.
Well, I gotta admit, Galliford, I guess you did make a good deal.
Guess I saved the right person. We would love to learn from you, Asmith. If anything we can do to help you, just let us know.
Can you return me back to my former glory and return all my powers?
We might find a way.
I mean, we're researching quite a bit of the things. We'll keep an eye out.
Ooh, do I have permission to braid your hair now?
You.
Do it on the road!
Oh, I gotta actually see something. Do they actually have it?
Yay.
She said like no.
Why? You have such nice hair. I can put flowers in it.
No. Don't test my patience, mortal. You have a bear problem. Let's get going. And she started to walk away. Then she realized.
She walks away. I druid craft a bunch of flowers and I just throw it behind her.
She stops, then realizes, turns around, not even just kind of sees the flowers, and then she's like, "Where are we even going?"
We're heading to Fort Agnes. Follow us. Stig, we've been on the water for a long time. You still proficient in driving? I think Nix was helping with that too.
Did I drive? I don't remember driving.
Was
Nix,
it just Nix and Mason?
yes.
I hope you guys aren't rusty from us being out on sea too long.
It's like riding a wagon. Driving a wagon. Falling off a wagon? What does that say?
Are there bicycles in this world?
Not yet. Like getting back on a horse.
It's like riding a pig.
Like riding a horse. That's the same.
So
Get back
you
on that horse.
so you all get in. You retrieve your wagon. You all get in, and Nix and Mason, you take the reins and you head your way out towards Timberland, back to Fort Axness. It still takes some days, a couple days to get to. If you're Russian, it'll take a couple days to get the footfall.
What if you're Irish?
What do you mean?
You said if we're Russian, and I said what if we're
Oh
Irish?
fuck!
I'll take my leave, guys. Everybody have a good night.
Oh lord!
Since we are going to be fighting what sounds like undead creatures, Stig is going to swap the vampire blade for the gore of Gortha.
You get to footfall. You don't really stop at the village. You kind of unless you guys wish to stop.
Perhaps we could get a little bit more information about what's actually going on in Timberland.
Okay. Yeah, you stop around, and then you kind of ask. Give me an investigation check as you're kind of asking around, see what's going on.
I hope.
Where are the bears?
And when you're like that, they're like in the forest.
Must be worse than we thought.
Mason, if you want to give me an investigation check as well, I heard you say you were going to help.
Yeah, I was gonna help, but he rolled quick.
Oh, okay. You were trying to give him advantage. I see.
Sorry, guys. I'm just too quick on the draw.
Yeah, mine's not much better.
Mason, you know that the after asking around, footfall has been has had a couple bears. Not too. They haven't had as worse as Timberland. Timberland's been the focus of these recent bear attacks. But all you know is that they're coming out of the forest, and you don't know exactly where.
Didn't we find a cave when we first went to check on the whole bear problem?
Yes, that's where you guys managed retrieved your cubs. That Beauregard ate.
She only won.
Yes, and then that one rose from the grave, if you recall. So, if you
And
think
then
about
ate
it,
the other one, and there's only one left.
yes. So, if you think about it, this whole thing is Beauregard's fault.
Didn't you kill the other one?
I didn't kill the other one.
There's two left. There's Beauregard killed one bear. And then there was a whole fight between Caradwin and Stig over Beauregard.
Well, a lot of this is probably going to make more sense when we see it with our own eyes on what's going on.
But we're all in agreement that those bears have to die.
No. My
Well, the
baby.
undead ones, yes.
I'm. What? Did I not make that clear? 9 charisma.
I like the idea that you say that too, under your breath.
Are we sure we want to
Nine
kill
charisma.
like any remaining bears? It just seems like everything you kill around there just comes back worse.
I think what we need to do is explore that underground dungeon.
And to do that, you need to find
was going
those.
to come up.
You need to find those keys.
Man, we got partway there, and then a ghost attacked me.
Which could be the thing that's making the dead bears come back.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Just as long as you
Oh,
don't
wait.
have any other unfinished business with past relations.
You know, the more I hear about this fort of yours, the more I understand why you probably got it on like a deal or a sale or something. Bears in the forest that come back as undead. It's apparently haunted by ancestors or something. Secrets locked in the basement.
Isn't that just a fort?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Sounds like every fort I've been to.
Yeah,
We forgot
it's a
to
little bit
ask.
different from the forts I've been in.
We forgot to ask Professor Beers if the upgrades were done.
Well, if the fort was under attack, I think it's safe to assume they're like partway done and didn't finish.
It depends
Or everybody died.
on when these bears attacked. I can't see them renovating a garden while being besieged.
I can always ask him as on a sending spell. I mean, it's not like we have a few days away.
Well, we're also just a few days away. We can see for ourselves soon enough. And is that really the biggest issue you have right now?
With what?
Whether our fort is being finished?
Well, we spent like 10 grand on it. I mean, I think it's important.
Let's deal with the bears first.
I sent a message to Professor Bierce anyways, and I definitely say it out loud, just to spite Stig.
This is probably how they get you. You go in and you get some nice stuff, and then they send bears at you, and they're like, should have got the bear warranty.
We don't have house insurance.
We do have house insurance, but it's a fort, so it doesn't matter.
This damage was caused by a supernatural incident, and your plan doesn't cover supernatural or acts of God, and this was clearly done by a cleric.
But we got the spectral protection. Yes, but this is eldritch spectral protection.
This is spectre protection, not poltergeist protection. That's a different plan.
This is spectral damage caused by the eldritch, in which you need ancient order protection.
Caradon, you get a response that the upgrade, they were in the middle of the upgrades when everything went south.
Oh, the
Yes,
fort
you were
top.
right. Dig, you're right. Mason, you guys are right. This is how they get you.
We're gonna slowly turn Nix into a conspiracy theorist.
Yep.
I mean, Carabin's been right about two things so far.
If I'm right about 3 things in a row, then a disaster happens. So don't let me be right again.
Well, Stig was right about Caradon twice.
So the next couple days, you guys are just having these conversations. When you do though get to Timberland, it is getting close to dusk. It's the
I would like to recommend that perhaps the family could take lodgings in Footfall until we get this sorted out.
He told us that a lot of the residents were up at our fort.
Footfall?
Oh,
This village that we just left?
yeah, you're right. Disregard what I just said.
you sure we can help if need help?
Really?
Well, you got 2 kids, and well, you guys have a family. You guys should stick together.
You saying you
yeah.
can hold your own in a fight?
Whatever is needed, we are willing to help. Whether that help can give out blankets, food, what yeah, we just want to help.
It could be helpful with keeping other people calm, especially if they're aiding at the fort while we go off to deal with the problem.
Well, I'm giving you the option. We may have bought you as slaves, but you have a choice here. If you want to come with us, then come. Just don't slow us down.
Oh, we won't. Um, you guys get to Timberland. It is a dreary sight. You actually see buildings kind of broken in. It's kind of like a ghost town a bit. Um, Again, some buildings are destroyed, broken in. It is very quiet, and the only light source that you can really see are some torches, on the walls of the fort. You eventually make it to the fort. Is You see Lyric kind of helping keeping guard, and you see some of the adventure. When you approach, you do see some adventurers, some guards, and they kind of stop and who goes there?
The owners of this residence, we heard you were dispatched to aid with the problem.
No, yes, hurry, come in. We'll explain what's going on. You guys,
We enter.
yeah, you guys pull in the cart, and Lyric is there. He's kind of manning. He's kind of in charge a bit. When you guys get inside, you do see like all the residents. What's left of them? Some of them are missing. Some of them you find out that yes, they were killed by some of the bear attacks. But they're just kind of it's kind of as a camp basically. They're tired, and you can see construction was in the middle of several of the rooms before they had to stop.
Hmm. I'm sorry, Nix. If they cause this much problem, then the ones that are attacking will have to be put down.
Next, you are tackled to the ground by two medium-sized bears.
Arthur, little bear, you're okay.
Mason, you were part of the garrison, weren't you?
Talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You were stationed as a.
I was part of the support staff.
Would you mind using those skills and seeing what kind of a situation we've got here?
I'll salute.
I'm-
Like, yes, sir. I'll get right on and get this mess organized. Hey, you over there? Where's the food tent? Is this the grub area? What's that over there?
I will inspect the battlements. Caradwin, Galliford, perhaps you two can see what you can find about what we're actually dealing with.
Sounds like a plan, Stig. I'm gonna find these adventurers that are posted up, or Lyric, and see what info they have on what's been going on.
Okay. Innsmouth will go off into one of the towers and just kind of she has not changed. She's still in rags, by the way. But she goes up to the top and just kind of keeps a lookout. Caradwin, what are you doing?
I guess I'll kind of just go check out what our current defenses are and see like what the attacks have looked like. Whatever guards are posted up, I'll question them about what they've seen, and if they fought any of these bears, what the bears like actually look like, what the fight was like, any information they could glean off of them.
Okay.
So you're joining Stig?
Oh yeah, I'll join Stig.
Okay. Stig and Caradwin are talking to the garrison, the adventurers. Gallenford, you're talking to Lyric. Mason, you're going over the supplies. And Nix, what are you doing?
I'm catching up with my bears. I turned into a bear myself so I can talk to them.
Okay. Nix, you guys see Nix turn into a bear and just kind of question and start to gain intel through the bears. Caradwin and Stig. I'm just gonna go down the list. You guys approach one of the sentry guards. About time you got here. What were you doing?
Fighting fish people, but that's not important right now. What's the situation?
Well, every night they get more aggressive, and we're expecting another attack tonight. And they get bigger and bigger.
Bigger in what way? If they're undead, do they look stitched together, or are they the same bear growing physically in size?
Just first it started off with some small cub bears. And then adults came, the bigger ones, and now freaking owl bears, man.
You got a count?
Unknown. But they attack. They try to get in and attack. We could barely hold them off here at the fort. But then when the sun rises, they retreat back into the forest.
They retreat back to the forest. Sorry, say that one more time.
When the sun rises, they retreat back into the forest. They only attack at night.
They mostly come out at night. Mostly. I wonder if that means that there's some weakness to the sun that they might have.
They have freaking beady red eyes, and I swear they have fangs.
Sounds like some other creature I know.
It seems like every time we injure one, they bite. They're like, if they get a bite on one of us, they heal. Like freaking vampires, man.
People have been bit?
The
Are
ones
those people that have been bit still alive?
Usually when they get their jaws in them, they're goners.
And what has happened to the bodies of those who've been bit?
Eaten.
Oh, eaten by the thing. So they're okay. Because I was going to say, I hope you burn them, because the last thing we need is feral people.
And
vampires.
if they're alive, we hear they get dragged into the forest, and we hear screams, and then it's quiet. And during the day, when we go investigate, we find the bodies. It's just been a massacre.
We were told another adventuring party came to assist. Where are they?
You're talking to them.
Stig looks him up and down. He goes, okay. This is what we have to work with.
These guys have been definitely, they're tired. They've been battle worried. You get the feeling that this situation has gotten into a bigger problem that they were expecting. They were expecting
a quick fix, but things have gotten so out of hand that they're just maintaining status quo.
Yes.
I read that. This is all going in Stig's head, and he goes, "Oh, well, at least let me just thank you for doing what you have done so far."
We're running out of supplies. We're tired. But if we don't get this situation, that footfall will probably be next.
Yes, this situation is easily getting out of hand. It must be dealt with quickly. Stig would like to know how soon night is approaching,
You got about an hour left of sunlight.
and quickly, he says.
Real quick, before we continue, let's take our quick 5-minute break. I gotta use the restroom, so we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Cool.
I think we're just waiting on Doug. How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing good.
That's good. How long have you been listening?
I logged on around 10, I think, so
Okay.
half an hour or so. What is it now? At 10:30? Yeah, about half an hour.
Okay. I just wasn't sure what all you heard and whatnot.
I heard the thing about some bears.
Yep. The town is besieged by vampiric bears.
Awesome.
We got a dragon.
Like the pet dragon?
Well, she was a dragon, but now she's like stuck as a human. Water Ganassi.
Oh. Like a polymorph permanent spell or curse or something?
Curse. She is an ancient. She was an ancient dragon that was attempting to increase her power, but through curse magic. But somehow it failed, and she was reincarnated as a water Ganassi.
Interesting.
So a teenage girl with the attitude of an ancient blue dragon.
That's funny.
I should have just stopped at teenage girl.
Because an ancient dragon has that same personality?
They're very similar.
That's funny. Yeah, Smog was kind of a teenage girl, smarty pants. No, I'm this game that I'm playing, this Cyberpunk 2077 game, is gonna be the death of me. I swear. I just because of my tendency to want to get like all the things, like complete games, and this is far more involved than The Witcher ever was. It's insane. I've had to.
I thought you were referring to the Cyberpunk like role playing game. I'm like,
Well, that too. I've been like really seriously dove into this world for like the last 3 weeks now. I read the whole book, even the all the lore bits, the stories, and everything while I was on my trip in Washington, and posted that backstory thing. Redid my character a couple times, but I also picked up a used copy of the game because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. But they fixed a lot of the bugs that were with it in launch. But I'm finding that there's a lot of missable stuff. Like if you don't do it during a certain part of the game in Act 1, you can never get it again. And I just got through Act 1 and learned that there's a katana that you have to get during a mission in Act 1 that you can't get if you... It's like the best katana in the game. And I'm, of course, trying to make my character from the game we're going to play, so I'm trying to recreate Alita, essentially, in Cyberpunk 2077. So, obviously, I want her to have the best katana in the game. So I have to go back and restart again. So I've already played this game for like 30 hours, and I have to start over again, because the prologue is about 10 hours long. And I've played it through 3 times now. So.
Is that the Satori katana?
Yes, the Satori katana. I just learned how you get it. Apparently there is a hack, like you can...
Ken, I apologize. Since everybody's back, we're gonna pick...
Oh, yeah, your game is first. Go ahead. You don't have to apologize. You come first. But you asked me.
I did. I was waiting. I was waiting for Doug, and he said he's back. So
you're good. I'm just teasing you.
So, Caradwin and Stig, as you are talking to this adventurer that's helping out, you hear a call out to another adventurer on the ramparts on the top of the wall. He calls saying that horse is back. And now Galliford. You approach Lyric and Mason and Galliford. Yes, thank you. You returned.
Yes, our mission was successful, but what has happened here? What info can you give us so we can try and solve this problem?
Ever since that empty grave of that bear cub, things have been gotten keep getting from bad to worse. It didn't start off immediate. One or two bear cubs would wander into the town at night and attack, mainly a single person just walking around at night. But now they're getting more and more agitated. I've done my best to fortify and bless the fort, but with their continued assaults, it can only keep up so much.
So it started with the emptying of that grave?
Well, I can only assume. I mean, there was a bear cub in there, and now bears are attacking. I'm just piecing two and two together.
And just to be certain, you've only seen the undead bear with the attacks. Nothing else?
I haven't seen that particular bear, but it's just been bearers, plural. New ones keep coming.
And so far, you guys have only been able to hold them off and fortify. No investigations or anything.
Well, we tried during the day, but we can't find anything. And with supplies and people getting tired and weak at night, there's only so much we can do during the day.
Yes, I think we're probably going to have to follow them on their retreat when the sun comes up and see where they head.
No, we can. Yeah, certainly a way we can try. As if we can survive another attack.
How have the bear cubs reacted during all these attacks?
Scared. I mean, they haven't done anything hostile against us. But they're so young. Like,
And I overheard that the Carrotwin's horse has been aiding.
that blasted horse, yeah, it's been aiding, but some of when we find some of the corpses of the bears that have been attacking, it seems as though that horse is eating the bears as well. I've never seen a undead creature really do this.
I'll let the others know thank you for everything you've done since we've been gone. We'll probably try to trail these creatures back if you can just help keep things fortified, and we'll try to solve this as quick as possible.
Let's hope so. If not, we'll probably have to evacuate. Mason, what are you are taking stock of everything, right?
I'm just kind of organizing, like, all the food preparation should go over here, sleeping areas should be over there. Keep, just kind of organizing the camp.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, most of the food and stuff is definitely still in the kitchen area and in the larder where it once was. Nobody's really moved or messed with it. But you can definitely tell last time you saw the stocks are very low. People are just kind of sleeping wherever they can get comfortable. But when you start ordering them around, they take heed of what you're ordering and they start doing what they're being told to do. Nyx.
Mm-hmm.
You're in bear form talking to your children.
Yes, my children. So what's happened so far? You guys have gotten so big?
Where did you go?
I had to take care of business overseas, but I'm back now.
Don't leave.
Well, you guys were taken good care of, right?
Yeah, but we don't want you to leave anymore.
How have you guys been holding up? They say a lot of things have been attacking at night.
We think his brother.
Brother?
Yeah, ever since we smell him on the other bear on the others.
Oh no. Is he small or is he big like you guys now?
We haven't seen him, but we just smell him on the others.
Hmm. Well, I'm here now. She hugs them again.
And they like bear hug you back. You do. Everybody hears also that shout out that damn horse is back.
If I hear that, I'll just use my Luton message, Caradwin. You should probably go see Beauregard since they're chatting up. He's here. See if you can reconnect with him.
I'll head over.
So you will have to leave the safety of the fort. They point out into the town and Caradwin, you see you do see Beauregard in the distance and next to one of the abandoned buildings, looking at up at the fort.
I guess I'll head over.
Okay.
I'll come with you.
So Caradwin and Galliford, you leave the safety of the fort and you walk into town. You probably have a few minutes of sunlight left, and Beauregard is sticking to the shadows.
How different does Beauregard look?
As you approach, it seems like Beauregard has been hitting the gym. his front arm, the front arms, his front legs, I should, or like, they're now covered. What seems to be fur, and they have, instead of hooves, claws.
You've become a bone griffin. Chimera?
You can give me an intelligence check as you're trying to piece this together. The fur is like matted bear fur, and the claws seem to be like bear claws.
So griffin seems close, but with a bone horse and a bear instead of a lion and an eagle.
And there are some feathers sticking out of the fur as well.
That's pretty damn cool, Beauregard, I'm going to be honest.
It's taking on properties of what he eats.
Well, I think we kind of figured that out at some point. I'm gonna just go try to pet Beauregard.
Okay,
I'll be a little cautious about it, but I will extend my hand in friendship.
he definitely recognizes you, and he kind of nuzzles your hand with his undead nose, and kind of like a horse.
Missed you, Beauregard. Truly, the ocean is horrendous, but the skies on your wings are beautiful.
And he still has those undead ghostly wings.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Beauregard, have you gained the ability to speak in all of the things you've eaten? Or at least understand me a little? I don't know how well you understand.
If it starts talking in the voice of a little girl, I'm killing it.
Oh, Daddy. No.
I'm gonna take your silence as a no, Beauregard. That's alright.
Yeah, he can't speak. He seems like he can, understand you, kind of like how, people talk to their pets and stuff like that.
Can you show us where the bears are coming from? I'll try to pantomime that a little bit.
You'll do what?
I'll try to pantomime that a little bit. I'll be like a big bear, do a growl, and then I'll make like a home with my hands. Like the shape.
You're playing. He snorts, and then he points into the forest.
Well, should we take the fight to the bears this time, Gavin, first?
Might be a good idea. And I'll message Stig. We may know where they're coming from thanks to Beauregard. Are you and the others up for taking the fight to them? You can reply to this message.
Do you think that's wise with night coming so soon?
I'll send another message. Either way, we're in for a fight. We might be able to strike at them unless you're thinking it's wiser to chase them when dawn is coming.
These people have only survived because of these walls. Imagine what happens when they're out in the open.
The people don't have to go with us.
Now, realizing that reply, I'll kind of just turn to Caradwin. I think Stig's caution is because we do not know the actual number or what we're up against. Maybe it'll be wise to follow them on the way back.
Yeah, sure. That'll work for me.
Let's go fight vampires just as the moon comes out.
That's what I would do.
And that's why you're dead.
So yeah, I'll head back to the port. I'll try to motion Beauregard to follow me.
Okay. Bone Guard will follow.
And then
What was that?
I'm just trying to think for a second, sorry. But I think when we get there I'll just have Beauregard like stay outside of the gate and just say defend this place.
Okay.
Like you've been doing.
Uh,
Great job.
It seems like though as you approach the gate, Beauregard stops before you even give that order. He seems like he already knows he can't cross the gate.
Oh,
Oh, you really have become a vampire, haven't you, Beauregard? Jesus Christ.
Lyric's been putting up some protective wards, I'm assuming against undead, so that might be affecting Beauregard.
That makes sense. I thought it was the thing where a vampire can't cross a threshold without being invited in.
Beauregard's not a true vampire.
Well, I can dream. But fair enough. Beauregard can wait out here and defend from the outside, and then I'll head in.
All right, so you guys enter the gates. What is everybody else? What are you guys doing?
Curious, have the group keeps saying they have like a cleric, holy person here. Is he around?
That's Lyric. Yes, you would have met Lyric.
Just want to make sure he's still okay.
Yeah, he's still around. He's been kind of helping fortify with holy magic, the walls and whatnot. The sun has completely set. It is now dark. It is now nighttime. You see that the townsfolk, wherever that were outside in the courtyard, have now rushed inside, and all the adventurers and everybody seems to be on alert.
Do they have any longer throwing weapons?
You see some with bows, and some seem to be some spellcasters as well.
Gallenford, I didn't call it out at the beginning of our day, so I will cast Aid on myself, on Mason. I don't know if you're doing front lines or range this time.
I've been in rage mode like for a long time.
Okay. Stig, since you're going to be in the front lines for sure, give you a little bit extra.
Always appreciated.
The night is silent. It is everybody seems tense, on edge. They're keeping a lookout. Let not they're eyeing the forest. It is dark out. It is cold. You can't. It's again. Is autumn. So people are. It's the beginning of autumn. So the cold. You can begin to see the breath. When from the temperature. Who is where?
Stig will be like on the like walkway just above the front gate.
Is there a place that the bears have typically been attacking?
They're mainly the front gate because the front gate's kind of facing towards the town and the forest.
I'll probably be within running distance of that front gate so I can keep an eye out.
Okay, running distance. So you're in the courtyard.
Yes.
Okay, the gate is closed. So you're 30 feet away from the gate.
I'll be 50 feet. I have mobile and some other things allow me to move fast.
Okay, you won't be able to see outside the walls. So okay, next, what are you doing?
I'm. Is there like a window on the second floor that kind of peeks outwards?
Yes.
I'll probably be somewhere up there.
Okay, so you're inside the fort looking out.
Yes.
Okay, Mason.
I'll be like walking on the wall over the main gate with Stick.
Okay. Wait, Karen, where did you say you were again? I apologize.
I'll probably also be on the main gate above,
Okay.
or on the wall above the main gate.
Carridwen, Stig, and Mason, and Nick, since you're kind of peering out Nick, give me perception checks. Stig, you are on high alert. This is kind of natural for you, especially being it from Herman. And Nyx, with you kind of keeping an eye out, you two are spot movement in the forest.
I call out from the top. They're coming from that way.
There, at the tree line.
Everybody kind of hears it and feels it. You know, the boom, 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 boom. Next, you see a cup of water, and you see the ripples in the water. Stig, you spot it first, and then definitely Mason and Cardo, and you guys see actually the trees begin to move and sway, like something is pushing through the trees, and it's large.
How far is it from the castle wall to the edge of the forest?
I want to say about 250 feet. but I mean, but with the moon shining, you could definitely still see movement. The trees.
Okay, if it's 250 feet, as soon as I see something, target worthy, I'm gonna start shooting at it. I've got
Okay.
a range of 300 feet at disadvantage.
So you prepare your artillery base, right?
Right. I'm not as good as Jason would have been, but I can still shoot things.
Okay. Well, I can't remember what you used.
I use lightning launchers.
Okay. So
Lightning gauntlets.
Stig and Karen, you see Mason just power up and begin. The arc reactor is turned on basically. Karen, you see Beauregard fly up into the air and trying to head towards the this creature.
He's flying towards it?
Yeah.
Beauregard, wait for it to break the tree line. I don't know if he can hear me, but...
Gallenford, you feel kind of the earth shaking and whatnot as this thing's getting closer and closer. You don't know what it is, but it sounds big.
I will ready to cast my mirror image the moment the wall looks like it's about to be broken through.
You first see a couple, what seems to be large bears break the tree line. You still see you still see trees swaying in the move. And then you see multiple bears. It's almost like they're getting ready for a siege.
Well, I'm gonna start shooting at them then. If they look like they're getting ready to charge at us, I'm gonna start shooting.
Think of it as this. For those who have seen Game of Thrones, it's that scene when the wildlings are getting ready to storm the wall. As you see, it seems to be a small, a detachment of bears kind of break through the tree line, and then eventually, a bear the size of a giant comes out of the tree line and roars. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Awesome.
You can't do that to us.